So hopefully this all goes well, but I'm using I mean I've got a good internet connection, so should be fine.
Right.
Okay, just mute it. All right, welcome anyone watching live. We're going to be working on building a WordPress DJ website. And initially we're going to go through the first stages of making a WordPress website from scratch. And I'm going to teach you a little bit about setting it up and installing some good plugins and themes that I like to use that are going to help you go and build your own DJ website. So we've got in the call, Laville. How
What
you
up,
doing, man?
Bob? All right. How about you?
Yeah, good, thanks. So you've got your DJ business name is DJ One Love Entertainment, and you're from Memphis, right?
Correct.
Cool. And how long you been DJing?
I've been DJing altogether probably about 20 years. Full time in business about 14, 15 years.
Great. And so I see you already do have a website. How did you make your current website, and did you make it yourself?
Yeah, I did everything myself. It was at the time, I think it was another name, but it turned into Weebly. But
Okay.
it's been so long ago since I done it. So before I initially done it, I did it on something else, and then I think Weebly bought them out. I can't remember what the name of it was, but it turned into Weebly.
Okay. Cool.
I think
So,
Weebly is owned by Square.
okay, great. So I normally recommend, when you want to start getting more professional to build a WordPress website because you have a little bit more control over the
Mhm.
plugins and all the elements, right? Because
Right.
you know, with Weebly, you just got to use the Weebly tools. Whereas with WordPress, anyone and everyone can make a WordPress plugin. So there's lots of cool and creative plugins out there. And within WordPress directory, anyone who wants to list a plugin on the WordPress directory has to have a free element to that plugin. And that's why pretty much everything there is free.
Hmm.
Obviously, there's some things you can upgrade, but most of them you can get away with building a whole website without spending additional money on plugins.
So there's a question that somebody asked. I talked to my DJ, my god sister. She's a DJ, and like currently with Weebly, I pay like I think it's a quarterly like payment, just like their starter pack deal that I have to pay for. And then she asked about the domain. So is there any other costs associated with the WordPress that we have to keep up with, like either anything monthly or quarterly or anything like that?
Yeah, look, in terms of the WordPress site, you need to have your own hosting still.
Hmm.
So if you've already got hosting, once this website is made, or you can, the one we're working on, we can move it over, migrate it.
Hmm.
But uh, most hosts these days will have a one-click install for WordPress, so you can connect up your domain and just start building it straight away. So the actual WordPress itself is free, but you need hosting, of course.
So that's you mean your domain, like my DJ1loveent.com.
Yeah, yeah. You can connect the DJ One Love domain to the host to the WordPress site, but the hosting is separate, obviously, because the hosting is where the website is stored, and then the domain is the name
Yeah, okay,
of the
okay,
website.
okay, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so you do that through WordPress.
yeah. You in your host, you will connect.
Right.
They might have a WordPress installer with your host. Otherwise, I recommend using SiteGround. SiteGround are very good. They're a worldwide hosting, and they have servers all around the world. And what I like about them is that they've got really good customer support. Like if you message them, you're speaking to someone in 5 minutes who has technical knowledge, and they got
Hmm.
daily backups for up to 30 days.
Hmm.
So that's really useful. Sometimes your websites can get hacked every now and then, and so you need to be able to restore a backup, 5 or 6 days back or whatever.
Okay.
And you can get unlimited emails and free SSL certificate, all of that stuff. It's pretty easy with SiteGround. So that's who I recommend.
Right. Okay.
Um, so let's have a quick look at your website. And
Okay.
we're also, it's not 8 o'clock yet, so we're waiting for more people to come and join. So this is your current website. Looks good.
Yep.
I know you built it yourself, and I noticed that, like this, for example, is an image, and the problem with that is SEO wise, Google can't really read the text, or maybe in today's age they might be able to, but we want to be rebuilding this kind of thing with real text so that can help your SEO.
Yeah,
Do you get?
that's so old. It's like my first original business card I made myself, and I just used it instead of trying to being lazy. Just didn't want to type all this stuff.
That's all right. That's all right. And do you get many gigs like just straight off Google, or is it mostly kind of word of mouth and Facebook and social media?
I get some off Google. Like last year, I had a corporate client to book me, and then I had maybe like 3 or 4 different clients that said they found me on Google. So it's like give or take. So, and another gentleman I had spoke with, he said that's probably an issue that he said that Google is not reading the words and stuff off my website. So I was aware of that.
Yeah, that's one thing. And the other thing is you need to register with Webmaster Tools. So you can either just go to Google and type in Webmaster Tools,
Mm-hmm.
search, and then go here. And then what they
Mm-hmm.
do is after you log in, you'll go to here, and then you click Add Property. You
Mm-hmm.
put your domain name on the right side,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to give you a file to upload to your site to prove that you have access to the website, and then it will add it here. And then basically from here, then you need to go and add the sitemap. So if you've got a plugin like Yoast, which is a free SEO plugin, that's going to
Mm-hmm.
automatically make you a sitemap. And then let's check if you have a sitemap now. We're just going to go and type in
Yeah, because I didn't know
sitemap.
nothing about this. So you're teaching good. All right,
Yep.
I can
Okay,
take
cool.
notes.
Thanks. So we got, so you do have some kind of a sitemap here. And so what
Mm-hmm.
you would do is once you set up with the Webmaster Tools, then you're going to paste it in there and
Mm-hmm.
submit, and it's going to index it and make sure that it's actually being read by the search engines. So you need to do that. But
Okay.
we'll do it. I'm not sure if we'll do it in today's session, but I'll get that done with your website.
Okay.
And let's go back, have another quick look. So we don't have too many pages here. Like actually rebuilding your whole website, I don't think we're going to get it done in one day, but
Right.
it's not too complicated. And once we set up some pages like
Mm-hmm.
about us and some things like that, you can go and edit yourself, because one of the plugins we're going to use is Elementor, which is a free page builder, which is
Mm-hmm.
as easy as Weebly,
Okay.
or Wix. The hardest part to using WordPress is just installing it and
Mm-hmm.
doing this setup stuff that we're going to do in this session. So once I show you
Okay.
that, then you can basically use a page builder and technically go and, build your own website.
Because I've redone my logo and everything. Well, not really redone it. I kind of tweaked it a little bit, make the headphones a little
Yep.
different on. But other than that, that's
More
pretty much
3D.
what. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so before I go on, I just want to check the time, 8 o'clock. I'll just make sure that I don't have someone trying to get into the room. It's all right. There was a few people registered, but they might kind of show up in the next 5 minutes. So let's go over to the fresh WordPress. So with SiteGround, I just click a button and say, I want a new website, and I can create like multiple websites within the one hosting account. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't need a domain name initially. I can just create some random domain name. And so it's very quick and easy if you want to experiment or make a new website.
Mm-hmm.
It's good when you have a host that you can have multiple websites in.
Okay.
So this is what a fresh WordPress website, and the other thing about WordPress, it's not too technical, but when you log in, you need to go up the top here and you're going to type in /WP-admin. And that's where the login screen is for a typical WordPress website. And once you go here, we type the login details, and then it's going to take us to the back end. So I've got that already logged in over here. And this is the screen you see when you first log in. So just try and make it full screen. Oh, that's not working. So this is the screen you see when you log in. This is your dashboard. Initially, there's not much here. I mean, most of what you see here is from SiteGround, but the dashboard is the dashboard. And on the left here, we have a whole bunch of menu options. And so this might also look a little bit overwhelming when you first log in, but there's not much to it really. So we've got posts and pages. So what I want to explain here is the difference between posts, pages and posts. So pages are what you're going to use for your core pages of your website. And so that things like About Us or the Contact Us page or the home page and that sort of thing. That's all of your pages. And then posts are essentially your blog posts. So when you create a new blog, you're going to create it as a post. And then that sort of, it's slightly different because on a post, it shows on the page the date and the time because it's like something that you're publishing, like a news item or something like that. And so that's why posts are a little bit different to pages. So essentially, pages are your core page for your core pages of the site, and posts are for your blog.
Okay.
Then we have this thing about comments. On blogs, people can leave comments, and this is the comments management, but you don't really need to worry about that. Appearance, here we can actually go and look at the different themes. So by default, WordPress has some theme installed. It's a very basic theme. But then we can go add new, and then there's a whole directory of themes that we can look at, and we're going to look at that in just a minute. Then we've got the plugins page. Again, from here, I'm with SiteGround, so it's got a few built-in tools. And that's also what I like about SiteGround is they've already got a really good, site optimizer plugin, a security plugin, and there's a bunch of tools that mean that you don't need to add additional plugins to do things like security and that sort of thing. So you want to try to not use use as minimal plugins as possible, because the more plugins you add, the more clunky it gets, and the more chances of one plugin clashing with another plugin and having some kind of code issue.
Okay.
Users are the users for your site. It's just going to be you there initially. And you can add new admins if you need someone to manage your website. And tools, we don't really need anything from here. Settings, we have the name of the website. So let's start with putting your business name in there. Just going to find it over here. So we're going to say DJ One Love Entertainment.
Yes, sir.
One Love Entertainment. Do you have like a tagline? No. You can put a tagline there if you want. You can put a site icon. This is going to be like the little favicon thing. We can come back to that.
Yeah.
Don't touch this. If you touch this, it's going to break the site and then you won't be able to log in. So this thing, we don't touch it until we're ready to migrate, but that's something more advanced. We'll come back to that.
See, like
and you can set your time zone. Sorry?
Yeah, Weebly charges you for all this, like your icon on the website and all that. They charge you. That's the monthly. That's the quarterly thing that I pay monthly. That they charge you for.
Oh, wow. So they get you on the little things.
Yeah.
Soon what we're going to have to do over here, actually under reading, is where we're going to assign our homepage, the official homepage, and the blog page. The reason we have to assign them is because these are special pages that, like with the homepage, we need to assign it to a page that we're going to design. And that's basically what you have to do right here. And the blog page is also another special page because that's a dynamic page, meaning that it dynamically shows information on the page, which is all the preview of all the different blogs. So
Okay.
we're going to set that up in a minute as well. And that's pretty much it. That's everything from the sidebar menu. So there's not much to it. So let's get stuck right into creating our core pages. So I'm just going to create them all at once so they're over and out the way. So we're going to go to the pages list.
Okay.
From here, I'm going to create these different core pages. So we're going to do homepage. Now, here's something I would recommend. I personally don't like this page builder. This is the default WordPress page builder, and I find it very hard to understand what's going on right here with this screen. So what I recommend is we're going to go back a step now, and we're going to go to the plugins and install what's called the classic editor, which is how WordPress was for many years. And in fact, people don't like the new layout so much that there's over 10 million downloads, which reverts it back to the original design. I guess that shows how
It's a
bad.
lot of different sites like that. People want to keep using the same interface or whatever that makes it easier to understand.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you'll see now when I go and create a page, it's a bit more easy to understand. So now when I click add new, it was much faster to load, and I can just get straight into it. So I'm going to label the page. Whatever you label the page, it's going to create the URL link with those words as well. So we're just going to add them. We're going to create one called blog.
Yeah.
We might do like about us,
Okay.
contact.
Okay.
Now we've done that, we're going to go back to the settings and we're going to go to reading again. And we're going to reassign those pages that I was talking about. So here we're going to say home and we're going to change that one to blog. And
Okay.
that's been done. So now when we go and edit that page, which is we called home, it's going to edit the actual home page. And when I refresh, this is going to reload to just a blank page, which I think it already is a blank page, but it's the same.
Okay.
So one of the next things we want to do is install the theme.
Okay.
So let's go to Appearance Themes, and we're going to look at the themes directory. So if you go here, you click Add New, and there's a whole directory with tons of themes. So you can type anything. You can type like DJ, for example, and there'll probably be some DJ themes. Maybe DJ is too broad. I might type disc jockey or something like that. Maybe club DJ. Boom. So you can actually find websites that are pretty much already, the themes are already built. I guess the downside is that some of these don't already have all of this demo data that you see. It's not sometimes not always loaded off the bat. Like this is, you have to kind of go through a few extra steps or instructions to install
Mm-hmm.
the site to make it look like that. So that's a
Right.
little bit more complicated. I'm going to show everyone a little bit more of a simpler way, I think, to build a website. And that is that we're going to use the Elementor theme. Now, Elementor is the plugin which we're going to install in just a moment, but they've got their own theme as well. And I really like to use the Elementor theme because it's like a no frills theme. There's no bells and whistles. There is no design. You actually just get a very basic website, but it's got a good way of globally adjusting the fonts and everything. And so it gives you quite a lot of control.
Okay.
And what I've been doing in the last couple of years, instead of installing some of these themes, because they're all, each time you install a new theme, you have to relearn the settings of that theme. So what I've been doing is installing a Hello theme, and then I just
Mm-hmm.
go and copy elements that I like from a website. And I can literally copy anything I want, like anything I see. Elementor has it's easy enough for me to go and copy the design. So we've installed that theme. If we go back here again and refresh, we'll see how it looks. It's still very plain, but it's changed.
Right.
Let's now go to plugins, and we're going to go to add new. And from here, again, we have a directory of all the different plugins, and you can find different things here, like, gallery plugin or SEO plugin. It could be anything, anything that you want the website to do. Maybe like, oh, I need something that, has a video slider or something like that. And you'll be able to find all of that
That was the
stuff
next question
here.
I was going to ask. Those videos that you be using for the front page of the website, are you using just generic people dancing? Are you getting it from the actual client that you built the website for? How you doing that?
Yeah. Ideally, you want your own content because that is more unique. And then that's also going to build more trust with the customer rather than them
Sure.
seeing generic content. But you can use generic content if it looks good, or it just kind of like looks like a bit of a TV commercial kind of a thing. But yeah, ultimately, over time you want to start taking lots of photo and video at your events,
Yeah.
and making it unique. And that's going to help your search rankings as well, because Google wants you to create a high quality website. And just on the SEO side of things, by the way, Google wants to show the best website on the search engine for the keyword typed. And so it's trying to find what is actually best in terms of content. What has good videos, what's keeping people engaged the most. So that's what you really want to focus on.
Yeah.
So over here, we're going to type in Elementor. And they have a free plugin. Now, while that's loading, it's actually already suggested, because I've installed the theme, it's suggesting it here, but we're going to install it from over here.
Okay.
And once we get this installed, we can basically start building the homepage in theory. But what I want to do quickly, I want to get this out the way. We're just going to close this. This is asking to connect with your account, but you don't need that because it's free. But we're going to quickly also just go over to appearance and go to menus. And we're just going to create the menu as well while we're here. So because we already made those pages, it's going to be easy to create our first menu. So I'm just going to call this main menu.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to create it. And then we're going to add those pages we just put in there before. So except for the sample page, we don't need that. And then we're going to say that this should be displayed in the header, which basically means it's at the top of the page. Okay, that's done. Now we'll go to pages, and we're going to go to the home page. Now, to edit a page with Elementor, first you want to click edit here. And then once you get to this page, you'll see this edit with Elementor button. So as soon as you click that, it sort of converts the page into an Elementor page. So
Mm-hmm.
every time you want to go and work on a new page, you'll have to click the edit button and then click edit with Elementor, and then it's going to switch it into an Elementor page.
Mm.
So this is our blank page. And first thing you want to do is, what I'll do is I'll just explain some of the things going on with the screen here. Over to the left here, we have all the elements of the Elementor. So we have things like a title or text, video gallery or video. All you need to do is click the plus in the top left corner and you'll see all these different elements that you can add. The locked ones are like paid things, but you can just ignore that because there's enough of the free tools that you need to do everything. In fact, that's the pro section. I'm going to minimize that. Tabs, accordion, icon box. It has everything you need to build a website, even the star ratings, all that sort of stuff. And that's what Elementor is. It has lots of elements. Now, if there isn't something that you need in this elements, you can actually just go back to the plugins directory, go to add new, and there is tons of free plugins that add like another 30 elements to Elementor. So you can type Elementor add-on,
Mm-hmm.
and there's tons of Elementor add-ons that can add additional things. But initially, I think you should just kind of start working on the website But once you, if there's something specific you need, you can come searching around here and like, Royal Elementor add-on templates. That's for whole website templates. 500,000 installs. In fact, that looks interesting. Let's have a quick look. This gives you a bit of information about the plugin. So you can kind of read about it and then maybe check some of the screenshots over here. Interesting. But yeah, so you can install emails and you've added a lot of things. You almost don't edit it by the program of Elementor. So let's get back to the homepage. I'm going to delete all this stuff we got here. Now, over to the right, we have, it's called the structure, or it's like, if you've ever used Photoshop, in Photoshop, you have layers of images that you can have. So when I add something here, and then I add another thing, you will start to see them show up in this thing. So this is a good way of editing something. Sometimes you can't click something on the screen, like the mouse just won't click it because it's in a weird spot. And so you just need to right click and open the structure section. And then from here, you can see the layers and edit them and move them around. So that's handy to know. And the other thing is, when you create a page, you're going to see it says the page title there. I don't want to show that. So we're going to go up here to the page settings. From the page settings, you can actually go down here and hide the title. So you have to do that every time when you're creating a new page, is hide the title. If you want, you can put a featured image. This is what people are going to see if you go and share this page to someone. And when you share your website, this will, and there's like a little icon image, that's going to be the image there. That's pretty much that. Now the page is made up of these structures, right? So we have a container or a grid. And so I'm going to start with container. Container is what you're going to use most of the time. And that's where we're going to drag all of our elements into. So let's go and have a quick look at your website again and see what we want to start working on in terms of design. Go back to the homepage. Right?
On the homepage.
Okay. Homepage?
Yeah.
That's the homepage? Okay, cool. All right. So let's maybe get the images. Save as. Now we want to save images from another website. You can right click. We want to do save image as. Let's start importing some stuff in. I'm going to grab image. Sorry?
It's going to grab those images out of there like that?
Some, yeah. Let me see.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sure about the slideshow photos. You might need to send me those separately. Yeah, you will need to.
I'm not going to use those. A lot of those photos are old.
That's all right.
Not even married anymore.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's get that image in here. Go to the downloads folder. Oh, where is it? Might not be a normal image file. Now, when you save images, if you want to get take the SEO sort of thing to a next level, you want to put a keyword in the image, especially on the homepage. And obviously we would spend more time on SEO in the future, but what would a keyword you think would be that people would type to find you in Google? Like normally it would be like DJ and then your city name. So is that what would be the city that you would think is the closest to you, that, or not, that it needs to be big enough to get the search volume?
I live in Memphis, Tennessee. So
okay, maybe I'll just do that for now.
okay.
Oh, got it. Okay. So we've got that image. We've got a video here. Let's kind of like just throw everything in and then start restring the design. Which maybe. So when you want to edit an image or anything in Elementor, in this example, we're looking at an image. You want to click the image, and then on the left here, you're going to see the ways that you can edit that image. So content is replacing the actual image itself and the size of the image. And if you want to put a link there, but then if you want to play with the design of the image, then you go to style. And from here, we can edit the width, for example. We can make the corners rounded or whatever. We do a whole bunch of things, but for now, we just make it a little bit smaller. And we're going to add the next thing, which is our video element. So I'm going to drag that in. Great. In fact, on the video, if this works, I like to try and round the corners on that. Let me see if it works. Yes. So to round the corners on something, that's called radius, border radius. And once again, to find for this video, I want to click the video here, like the top right corner to edit it. And then on the left side, we're adding the actual video link here, which is going to show it. Down here, you have some settings like, if you want it to autoplay or if you want it to be on mute or show the controls or not, all that sort of stuff. We can hide the YouTube branding. And style is normally design stuff, but sometimes if you don't see the design elements right here, you can go to the advanced section, and then that's how I'm actually making these corners rounded. So I'm able to go to the border and add radius. And radius, basically, it's a HTML code thing for adding, or CSS for, changing the corners. And what I also want to do is actually I want to put some shadow on it just to make it look cool. So I'm going to put the box shadow on, and we're going to increase the blur a little bit just so it kind of looks a bit cooler on the page. So that's that. And then we might want to actually just edit the size. Now, in this case, again, we can't edit the size of this image, but what we're going to do is we can put it into a container and then control the size of it. So let's go back over here, and we're going to drag a container in. And I'm going to drag this video in the container. And then to edit that container, I'm going to click the top left corner, and then I can actually edit the width of the container. So that's how we do that. And the container, obviously, it is what it says it is. It contains things within the whole section so that you can control it. And, maybe if I want to put a little title within that container, I can do that. And then it keeps it together. So that's that. Now, what else do we have on the homepage? Oh, this is the About Us. All right, let's get all this text in here. I'm gonna basically turn the homepage into similar to what your About Us page is for now, because that's where we have most of the content, and then later we can kind of work out if we're going to separate that to another page. So if we want to start adding a text section, let's actually add a new flex box. Flex box is similar to a container. And I'm going to put some text there. So we got about. Let's copy and paste it all over. Now, each time I'm clicking plus here to get to the elements, and then I'm going to drag in a text editor and then just paste it all in there like that. From here, maybe if I don't want the bold, I can turn that off and add the rest of the content here. Let's just get it in there real quick. Another thing I can do, instead of going to over here every time, I can right click and just duplicate that. So it's very easy to duplicate something, which is cool because you can design something how you want it and then duplicate it. Like, so an example of that is you can see how these things are loosely placed within this section.
Right.
But if I want to duplicate the about and the text together, I have to do them individually, but if I want to do them together, that's when I can use a container again. So maybe you can understand a little bit more how containers work. Because if I drag a container in here and then put just the about and the text in the container, then I can duplicate that whole container.
Mm.
And then basically it's going to be much faster for me to put these little pieces together. Now, this is not a web design thing, but you might see that I'm flicking between the screens really quick. What I'm doing here is I'm using Alt Tab, and that allows me to to basically switch between tabs, and it's quite useful when you are doing web design.
Okay.
All right, so we got biography. When was the last time you kind of reviewed this information that you wrote here?
It's been a minute. For the most
All right.
part, it's somewhat of the same stuff in there,
Yep.
with the exception of maybe I think I took some of it out.
Cool.
I'm trying to
Well,
remember
anyway,
now.
we
The
can use.
only thing I would take out is the bullet the Bull foundation stuff. That would be the only thing I would take out because it's pretty much accurate.
Okay. Well, we can come back to that. But yeah, like what I was going to say is if we have time in this session, we can use ChatGPT and rewrite something, which is really kind of quick way of keeping all the
I
same
see something else I
content.
need to take off as well. I need to see something else. I just saw something else I
Yeah.
need to take off as well. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, that's all right. We can work that out. All right. So next thing we got here on this page, I see you've got some social icons. So if we want to add the social icons, again, we're going to go to the elements over here
Mm-hmm.
and plus, and we're going to type in social. And it looks like it does have social icons. So if it doesn't have what you want, then that's when you go and look on the plugins and see if you can find another plugin that has what you want. But we're just going to go and add these in. So we've got Facebook. And again, to add these things, to edit the actual Facebook links, we're going to go on the left side after we edit, and then it's got the content section where we can add the links here.
Right.
So we're going to do that. Twitter and Instagram. So for this one, it says YouTube. What we're going to do is click the icon library and change it to Insta.
Okay.
So what do you think so far comparing to Weebly? It's like slightly more technical, but at the same time, once you learn this stuff, it's not that complicated. Would you agree, or does it seem complicated to you?
I wouldn't necessarily say it's complicated because I actually tried to start with WordPress when I initially did it myself. Just Weebly was just a little bit more user friendly, if you will, and
Mm-hmm.
but it's pretty much the same thing. It's just a little bit more technical, but I don't see a lot of
Yep.
problem with it. I
Great.
guess we probably need to turn Twitter to X, don't it? Because it's not Twitter no more.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, it
I
doesn't
mean,
say the
when it,
word there anyway. So is the icon the same?
no, it's an X.
Oh, the actual
You know,
the link.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Let me check that out.
changed the yeah, he changed the name to
Okay, okay.
X.
Yep, yep. So we'll just go and update that link. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, what I want to do here actually is let's go and change the design of that a little bit. So we don't have to use that design. We can go to the styling again and change from official colors, go to custom. For now, I don't know. I'm just going to pick a random color. That looks nice.
My colors,
Just to
my colors are red, white, and black.
okay. Let me see if I can get the exact color. Doesn't need to, oh, here we go. Is that oh no, that's not your logo, is it? No, that's
Yeah,
the
over the
logo.
top.
Okay, cool. Save that. Great. So you've got it as a PNG file already. I'm going to open it up into Photoshop.
Okay.
And we're going to pinch the color there. I'm going to copy that over.
That's cool.
Great. And we might even change the shape. So I think we can, it might be on the content section. We can say we want to make it like circles. And we can even flip it. Like we can even make it that it like the, yeah, I think that looks a bit nicer. Make them a little bit bigger. Cool. And see, Elementor is so customizable and it has a lot of cool stuff. So if we look at
I won't able to do
advanced,
none of that in Weebly. Like you couldn't do none of that.
yeah, okay. So that's a lot more restrictive. And so if we go to advanced here, and then we're going to go down to motion, there's this cool motion effect. So every time the page loads, it shows up in a certain way. But you can do
Hmm.
some cool stuff like make it like,
Oh
or
yeah, I don't.
you know,
I
bounce
love stuff
in.
like that.
Yeah, and you can do it to anything and everything. Like literally, I can do it to the text here or this whole little container block. I can do it to that. Or, maybe with the text, you don't want to do anything too fancy, but you can make it fade in. So everything
Right.
just looks a lot smoother. The
Yeah.
other cool thing about Elementor is, and which is very time saving, is so if you like that effect with that container, the way it fades in, then what you can do is you right click copy, and then you can just go over here and paste style, and it's gonna paste that fading effect on that text automatically without me having to go back into the settings. It copies the same settings over. So that's another cool thing as well. So I'm actually going to put it on that container as well. Oh, it's also changed the width. I want to change this. So I don't want to, you can set whether this is like 100% width or a specific width. So I want to change it specific. I'm going to change it to pixels and we're just going to drag it out. And the other thing I want to do is see how this video is on the left. What we need to do is we need to go to the container that it's in, which is up here. And from here, we can say, put everything in the center. Bam.
Mm.
Everything is aligned in the center within that section. So
Right. Yeah.
let's have a look at the front end. I know we haven't done much design wise, but let's just go and have a look. So we publish it, and then top right corner, we're going to click view page, and that's going to open it up into a new tab.
Okay.
And then we can see how it looks so far. Nice. So it's coming together, right?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
So let's continue bringing things over. So we got that, got the wedding wire. Is this like a little, do you have a code for that? Is that what's showing that? It's not just like if I click that, it's going
It's
to
a
go to wedding wire. Okay.
it's a what you call it?
Yep.
You know the plugin you use. It's embedded. It's an embed.
149 5-star reviews. That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh,
Great.
I should have a whole lot more.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Me too, actually. I wasn't collecting them in the early days.
Yeah.
Well, I need to get that image, but what we can do is just go, I think what you've got a special code from Wedding Wire, don't you?
Correct.
Yeah. So we'll have to come back with that one.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the about us page. Let's see what other content we can kind of drag over for now. We've got a booking thing, something about reviews, song list. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And
Not
see,
much to it, really.
I wouldn't even need some of those pages are going to go away because once I do the CRM, I won't even need all this stuff.
Yep. Yep. You won't.
So I won't need to book the DJ One Love weddings, the events. I won't need the
Yep.
couple of things I probably won't need as far as pages. So that's going to help. It's going to make it look a whole lot cleaner.
Yep. And the other good thing about Elementor is you're able to design very easily into the different devices. So up here, we just click to design in the tablet mode. We can see how it's going to look. Obviously, again, see here we've got a problem because it's going wider than the container, and that's because I changed this to a set pixel. So maybe I should put it back to 100%. I don't have time to work this out now, but there will be a way for me to make this smaller without. But now that it's in 100% mode, it's going to be more dynamic for the different devices.
Okay.
And this is mobile device.
Cool.
So that's looking good. Now, I want to do quickly is go and build the menu. So by default, WordPress has seemed to have created this little menu here, but we want to make one that looks a little bit nicer. With the paid version of Elementor, you can go and create a custom menu, but this is not the paid version. But what we're going to do is we're going to install a plugin that allows us to do that anyway.
Okay.
So we've got a header, footer. I forget the name of it, but there's a plugin that's going to allow us to create a new header menu. So let me figure that out. Find that header, footer, no, code manager, header, footer. Right, header, Elementor. And Refugio, do you have any questions? If you got any questions, just speak up.
Well, I'm thankful that this finally coming to. My daughter wanted to do it for me, but I didn't want to give her all that work to try to do because you're doing some things that I didn't even know you could pull over and do all that type of thing where you can make it so easy.
Yeah, yeah. I can't find this plugin because I forget the name. Ultimate add-ons. Oh, this is the one. Ultimate add-ons for Elementor, formerly header and footer builder. So this plugin is going to give us additional tools or elements, and it's going to give us this special thing that allows us to create a new header. In fact, it's obviously so good. It's got 2 million downloads. So let's install that one. Ultimate add-ons for Elementor. Just going to do a quick check and make sure this live is still going. I think it is.
It was. I
It
just
is.
came off of it. It's still going. Yeah.
Nice. All right. So activate. This plugin is going to allow us to go and create this special header. So let's figure that out. Templates. Elementor. Where is it? Ultimate add-ons. Settings. Header footer builder. Add new. We're going to call this main menu. Yep, main menu. It's good enough. Publish. We need to set that to header, which basically means it's going to replace the existing WordPress header. And we want to say we want this to show everywhere in the website, or you can actually have a special menu just for a specific page. So this is a really good plugin. In fact, you can even have a different heading depending if someone's logged in or not. So you can create special menus for people who log into the site.
Wow.
So after I've set those settings, update, edit with Elementor. And now we can go and build like a custom menu from scratch. So first thing I'm going to do is add a little Flexbox container. Then on the left, let's go and drag in an image and we're going to put your logo in there. So let's upload that.
I could actually inbox you my other logo while we're on here.
Yeah, okay. All right, so we got that logo in there. What I'm going to do now is, first of all, I want to set it to 100% so that it's always going to be dynamic and fit the space that it's in height-wise. And the other thing I want to do is I want to go back to those motion effects and say, make it do something cool when it comes in. So like we can make it like bounce down, for example, like when the page loads, just goes, drops in. So I like that. And the other thing we want to do here is we want to go and actually drag in the menu itself. So let's go over here. We're going to type in nav. And we're going to drag in this navigation menu. So let's put that there. And here's where we select the menu, which we made before already. So it's already just choosing that by default. And then we're going to go to the styling and start making this look a little bit nicer. But first, what I want to do is make sure that everything in this container sits in the center of the container. So I'm going to click it. And down here, we have the layout tools, and then we're going to move it to the middle. In fact, I could move the whole lot to the middle. No, that doesn't look good. But what I want to do is I kind of want this to sit in the middle of this section somehow. If we have such settings, layout. Oh, I think we can't. Wait a minute. I think I need to turn this off. And then this might be able to go to the center. No. No, we'll come back to that. But for now, next thing we want to do is go and edit the styling. So we're going to go to the style and scroll down to typography here and play with the fonts. We can make it bigger. Maybe, well, what I like to do is when it comes to things like fonts, I don't necessarily like to always edit it from here because the correct way to do it is from the global settings. So I'm going to show you that now as well. This is something really important. So I'm going to publish this. And in fact, I'll quickly show you now. If we go back to the home page and refresh, it's going to replace this old menu, default WordPress menu with the new one. So let's check that out. Boom. It's got the new menu there. And we want to go and play with these fonts. I don't like that red color, which is like the default link color. So in the top left corner over here, we have site settings. From the site settings, you can edit the global colors, the global fonts, and everything. So I want to go to typography, and then we want to edit the default link color. That I think in your case, we want to use that same theme red that we had. So let's go back to Photoshop and get that color. That color there, I want to go and save that into our theme colors. So let's go on to global colors. And we're going to save this as our global accent color. And we might even just use it for the primary one as well for now. And save that. Then we're going to come back to typography. And again, I want to make sure all hyperlinks always use that color. So you click the little earth icon and it shows you all your global colors. And you can select that really quickly. And that's that. Now, the next thing is we want to decide what's our global font for the body font. And the body font is the one that's used in all the text areas. So let's select that. And I would recommend something like maybe Open Sans is a nice font.
Yeah.
I'll make it bigger so you can see it. And if it's not working here, the reason why it's that the size is not working is because I've already set the size on the actual menu here. And so that's kind of why we need to set everything from the global settings and not individually. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to go back and remove the size settings here so we can control it globally. So let's close the site settings, click this, and go down to typography. I'm going to just delete the size right there. And then it's going to take on the global settings. And it's best to try and leave everything to global, because then if you change your mind about something, like you change your mind about the link colors or the size of the body font, you can just go back to the global settings up here in the top left corner and change everything globally. It's much faster to control the design of the website. So now when I edit this, it should edit. No, something strange is going on. Maybe it's not a heading. It's not a body font. So we'll come back to the sizing there. So Open Sans, we got that as a good font, but I think on the menu, we can even try something different. Like, I mean, there's many different fonts you can choose from. Poppins is a nice font. So is Montserrat, which is really good, called Montsert. And another good one is called Lato.
Yeah.
I think what we're going to do for now, I think we're going to go with Montserrat because it's got this kind of like slightly thick, cartoony look to it. You'll see what I mean. We're going to make it bigger. And we're going to adjust the weight and make it a bit bolder. Too big now, but oh. Excellent. Now, the other thing I want to do is those social icons that we made before on the homepage. Let's go back to the homepage.
Okay.
I wanted to put these in the menu as well. So what we can do is we can copy and then we can just open up the other tab and we can literally just paste it in there like that. So that's what makes Elementor awesome. After building websites for many years, the old page builders, you had to build the website in the back end before. You used to have to edit the website from here, save it, and then check it on the front side. And then you'd have to go back here and then edit it and then go back on the other side. And it took so much time and you didn't know what you were going to get until you save it and go back and look. So it's much better now. So I might just make these a little bit smaller. And I think I still need to work out the layout issue here. Let's see if I can work that out. There's different ways to lay the content out. And this has all got to do with keeping the website responsive. And so let's see what we can do here to try and fix the layout.
I just sent you over that logo.
Okay. Which email?
I just put it in Messenger.
Ah, nice.
Facebook Messenger. We've been
Okay, great.
conversing it. It looks a whole lot better.
Excellent. That's a PNG file.
Yep.
Hopefully it works. So I'll click the image here, go to content, choose image, upload. Does look like it could be. Yeah, it's not a PNG file. So, or maybe it is, but Messenger is converting it to a normal image file. So for now, we'll just keep the existing one and later on you can send me the correct PNG file.
Yeah, I thought I did it. I can, hold on, let me see.
That's all right. Look, it's not important right now. The main thing is that we've kind of set up the header. So let's go back and I actually want to see how the website looks in a logged out browser. So we're going to check it out from Chrome. Oh. Boom. I like it how it bounces down like that. So this page obviously needs a little bit of design work, but we kind of just slap the content in there. And then after that, when we have more time, I can lay the page out more and make it look nice. And that's what I'm going to do in the next week is I'm going to build this page out more and make it look more presentable. And then next week we'll do another session and we'll kind of check in and see the results. But essentially, it's going to be like 95% next week completed.
Okay.
Now so we've got a Refugio in the call as well. So I was just going to see if you have any questions.
No, everything looks good. Everything was explained well. So it's good to connect and learn new things. Will you be sharing did you record this?
Oh, you know what? I don't know if I pushed record, but it's going to go on Facebook. So Facebook's going to record it.
Oh, okay. So I can just, I'd like to revisit back.
I forgot to record. That's so annoying.
Okay. Oh,
but
no,
that's
no,
all
no.
right. You know, Facebook
What?
Facebook
It
will
was,
record it. So
it said
Right.
it was recording earlier. I don't know what
yeah,
happened.
because I had to start the Facebook Live. I had to turn off the recording, and then I forgot to start the recording again.
Oh,
But that's all right because, like I said, I think Facebook's going to record it. I
yeah,
think that's pretty
Facebook now
much
with the
yeah.
Facebook Lives, and I don't know if you know this, but after what they're doing with their content with the lives after 30 days, they're deleting them. So if you something that you want to record
You
live,
got
you
to
can't.
download
You got
it.
to get the
Yeah,
download.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Cool. So I wanted to keep the sort of educational part of this Zoom call, you know, in under an hour, just so it didn't drag on too much. But I think that kind of sums a lot of it up with WordPress. It's not that complicated. Essentially, you just go and find yourself a good host. I would recommend SiteGround.
Okay.
But you can use any host. If you find a local host that's a bit cheaper, that's fine. Just make sure that they've got a WordPress installer, easy WordPress install, and that they have some kind of backups that they don't charge you for, because you don't want to have to pay $300 to restore a backup. So make sure that you can, for free or no extra cost, restore backups. And
I'm
then
gonna
you
follow
can,
your lead and everything you do because you've done this before. I looked at several of the websites that you built out, and then you use the same thing. So I'm not gonna try
yeah,
to
yeah,
reinvent the wheel at all.
totally, totally.
So
And I'm kind of giving that
yeah,
advice for anyone who's watching as well. If you want to find a host, that's what you should do. Is find something that where you can just get a fresh WordPress install, and then you can go and set it all up like everything in the video. And hopefully the recording worked, because I went through a lot of important stuff. But yeah, if you do all of that stuff, you and yeah, that's all the core stuff. Setting up the pages and installing those plugins. And as I said, this strategy, what I'm showing you here is we're not we're not using a theme that already pre-designed. So it's a little bit more challenging in that sense, but you have a lot more control over the design, because you can literally find anything you like and copy the design. So what I recommend with that, if you want some inspiration, there's a website called Theme Forest, right? Theme Forest.
hmm
And at Theme Forest, this is where you can buy like themes and plugins, where you actually buy the plugins and stuff. But we're not going to buy. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the search engine, and we're going to type in like musician or DJ here and look at the paid plugins, and then get some ideas, because this is where you can, you know, at the moment we've got the page how we made it, and it looks good. It's all right. It's a start, but we want to like get some ideas, some inspiration. So you go to Theme Forest, type in DJ or something, and then you'll be able to find like an actual musician theme and click live preview. And it's very quick to go and check out some of these websites,
okay.
because anything can copy it. It's easy to copy anything.
Oh wow. Okay. So can like you like say like put in the different colors when you do the search, for
Yeah,
say DJ red, a musician red, or red and black, or
you make a container, you put a video in the background, and then you put like a little like a grid box to create the three, you know, inside the container. That you can also do this grid thing, which creates like tables. And so that's how you would go and then you can say, okay, I don't want two rows, I want one row. And that's
okay.
how I would go and copy that thing there with to put these images in. And then it looks like this is not just a normal image, it's some kind of a fancy thing. But then that means you'd be looking some kind of an Elementor thing that does that. And I'll show you on a DJ website I've worked on where it does that. So I was just working on this one last night for a DJ, and we have that on his services page.
Oh, that looks dope.
See that? Yeah.
hmm
And so we can use elements like this on your website, and that looks actually a lot like this thing. That's all it is,
It does.
you know. So
Yeah, I love that.
same, like we're going to go and check out. Like, let's type in DJ. We might actually find a DJ, club DJ or something like that. See if we can find a cool looking website. Buzz Club. you can see how many sales it's got, 1,000 sales. That means it's probably good. And we're not going to buy this theme. We can copy it. We can copy any part to it that we like, that we think, oh, that's a cool idea. We can copy it. If we want to have the 3 sections with you might want to have your general functions, your weddings, and your corporate functions, and that's what you want to do. So
I love this one right here. That one looks good.
yeah, I know a DJ who's using this one. And yeah, it does look cool, and we can copy ideas from this. But what makes this website so good is the images and the videos. So
right,
and actually, I'll show you one more resource as well, because Theme Forest is all paid websites, but there's another website that I love to use. It's called Freepik, Freepik, and at Freepik, it's kind of like Shutterstock, but everything's free. Like they have paid stuff as well, but you can just type in like people dancing at a party. It might even have video as well,
okay.
and bam, people dancing at a party. I can copy this and then go straight over here and I think I can paste it in. Let me try. No, no. But you know what I did? What you can do is you can save it and then go over here and add it, and it actually will look. It's decent enough quality, even though I'm just literally just copied it like that. So let me just choose where I want to put it. I'm going to put it like. Let me put it behind this whole section here. So we'll click the top there, go to style, classic background. We're going to choose there, and we're going to upload an image. I'm going to choose that image as downloaded. Done. Obviously, the writing is black. We'd have to change the writing to white if we want to use that image. We're not going to use that image, but I'm just saying, if you want to have an image like that, then you're going to change the writing to white. Or we could actually make the section have a white background. So if I click that container, I can say I want to make that container have a white background. Problem solved. Yeah. Then I might say, oh, that text is too close to the edges there. Then we go to advanced and we adjust the padding, and we put like maybe 30 pixels padding. Go back to the styling. Let's go to the border and adjust the radius and make that 30. Looking good. Add some shadow. And I might even put some padding above and below it. So let's go back up to the advanced. I want to put maybe 40 pixels above and 40 pixels below. I like to use 40 a lot. That number is a good number for creating space. So I always use 40. Even here, I could be using 40 for the padding as well. It just kind of looks good. And again, now if I want to copy that to these other containers, I can copy and then go over here and paste style. Bam. Excellent. So now what we want to do maybe is that we could actually just go back to your website and choose one of your images for that. So let's go check that out again. See if we can find a good image that I can actually pinch from your website. Where do you have a gallery here? Oh, you do. I mean, you don't have any new recent photos here, do you?
That's the one that you was building.
Okay. Well, we'll come back to that because I think you want to send me some more newer photos. But let's go back to the Freepik website. And I want to choose something kind of darker now, actually, like more like a cooler pick. You just got to look around, some of them look a bit cheesy and tacky. You don't want these ones like this. This looks too cheesy.
Well, I can just Google me. I can see what comes up.
Yeah, yeah. And another thing you could do is just go for a pattern, like a red geometric pattern background. You know, because that you got the red theme going on. You can pick like the cool pattern. Let's go with this one just because it looks cool. Save as. Let's change that. Might be a little bit extreme, but but you got the idea. Like that's how you start to make the website look cool. What makes a website looks cool is in the end is it's the images and stuff. Like that's what made this website look cool. You know, structurally we know how to copy this now because I showed you how to use containers and everything like that. And the rest is just using cool images and buttons and things like that. So that's pretty much.
You most definitely make your way around doing it. So
Yeah. So and if you kind of like this theme, we can definitely, you know, copy elements or even just sections. Um,
mhm.
sections. Like, you know, like I said, you know, I think we could use something like this to say, you know, your private events, your weddings, and your corporate functions, or whatever you know, like to do. Do you do other things, or do you just weddings only, or a bit of
I
everything?
do weddings, corporate events,
Mm,
and some other events, birthdays and stuff like that. Corporate, not corporate, but karaoke as well.
yep. Cool. Well, we might end the Zoom. It's been an hour, and
Yeah,
I just want to keep it as a
it over.
bite-sized chunk. But we can meet again after this in tomorrow, Olivia, and then we can talk more about, you know, what we're going to do with your website
Okay,
design and have it ready for next week.
okay. I know most definitely I need to change some of that stuff on the about section, and then grab some better pictures. And then I'm also, and I guess would I be responsible once you build out everything for keeping for
Look,
upkeep, or you show me how to do all that?
no, no. I mean, I'll do the majority of the design, but
Okay,
you now you know how to do some of this stuff. You can go and add stuff to. You can start adding, you know, putting the newest photos on there, and then I'll clean it. I'll clean the design up for you. But what I'll do is I'll create a user. So we're going to go into the back end again. We're going to go to users, add new user,
okay.
and what's your email?
DJ, the number one, LUV,
Yep.
PROD,
Sorry.
PROD, short for production, at
Oh,
gmail.com.
PROD
Yeah.
at Gmail.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Don't worry about that password. You're going to create a new password. So this is that's not your password. It's going to send you an email now, and then you'll be able to go in and have a play around with it, basically.
Okay.
And that's it. So I don't know if anyone's watching. Hope you enjoyed this demonstration. And if you want to go and work on your website this week, maybe next week you want to check in and ask some questions if you get stuck with anything. And we'll really look forward to see you on the call.
All
So
right.
yeah, thanks for your time, Laville.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you, brother.
All right. Cheers.